6 in the morning. A grown man is standing in his own driveway, in his socks, watching a tow truck haul off his car. That car is worth about $4,000. The loan against it was $1,000. And here's the part that should make you laugh so you don't cry. He is about to lose the car and still owe the $1,000. He keeps the debt. They keep the Camry. Beautiful system. I've been broke. The real kind, where a place that says yes after everybody else says no looks like a miracle. So I'm not going to call this man an idiot. He isn't one. He walked into a store that was built legally, on purpose, to do exactly this to him. Let me show you how the machine works, then how you climb out before it hooks your bumper too. Rewind a few months. Rent's late. The checking account is running on fumes, and payday is off in the distance somewhere, waving. His credit and the bank stopped speaking a long time ago. Bankruptcy. A couple of rough years, whatever the reason. That door's shut, and he knows it. But he owns one thing outright. The car in the driveway. Paid off. His name on the title. Nobody's business but his. Which unfortunately is the exact thing that makes him a target. There's a store on the corner he's driven past 100 times. Today the window reads, and I promise I'm not making this up, "Your car is your credit." It's a lovely little sentence right up until you sit with it for about 4 seconds. What it actually means is, we could not care less about your credit score. We care about your Camry. And we'd love to hold the keys. But when the bank spent a year treating you like you're casing the place, somebody being friendly feels incredible. That warm little feeling is the whole bait. The rest is paperwork. Inside, it moves fast. Sign the title over to a man you met 11 minutes ago. Hand him a spare key like the two of you carpool now, and listen to the pitch.
No credit check here, friend. None. Bank said no. I have never cared about anything less in my life. Your car is your credit. You keep driving it. You keep your job. Nothing changes. I just hold the title. That's all. $1,000 cash in your hand right now. Pay me back the $1,000 plus one little fee next month, and we rip this paper right up. Easy as Sunday. Sign right there.
He keeps the title. You keep the car. For now. And that one little fee he mentioned so sweetly is about to become the main character of your life. So let's meet the little fee. $250 a month on a $1,000 loan. Run that out for a year and you land around 300% interest. Your credit card, the one you think is highway robbery, charges about $25. This thing laughs at your credit card. And here's the trade nobody says out loud. You put up a $4,000 card to borrow $1,000. If this goes sideways, you don't lose $1,000. You lose the whole car. You set a Cadillac on the table to borrow the price of a decent TV. 30 days later, the whole $1,250 is due at once, which he does not have, because if he had $1,250 lying around, he wouldn't have been in here borrowing $1,000. The lender knows this. The lender has always known this. Watch the rescue.
Can't swing the whole $1,250 this month? Oh, don't you worry about it. Happens to everybody. Tell you what we'll do. You just pay me the $250, the little fee, and we renew the whole thing. Fresh 30 days, keep right on driving, no trouble at all. Do it as many months as life needs you to. See you next month, pal.
You pay the fee. You feel responsible about it even. And you still owe the original $1,000, right to the dollar, while your car sits on his hook another month. And now, he's on the treadmill. $250 every month, like a subscription to his own bad luck. Except it wasn't bad luck, and it wasn't a bad decision. He paid the rent.
There he is, right on time. Just the $250? Perfect. See you next month, friend.
Month after month, he feeds it. By month 5, he's handed this cheerful man $1,250, more than he ever borrowed, and he still owes every penny of the original 1,000. The typical title loan gets renewed about 8 times. 1 in 5 of the people who take one lose the car in the end. That number isn't a glitch. Somebody built it in and went home proud. Then comes the month he's short even on the fee. And this is where a title loan quits being the annoying cousin of a payday loan and becomes its own special nightmare. They don't send a stern letter. In a lot of states, they can send a truck, no judge, no warning, and take the car out of the driveway while he's asleep. The car he needs to drive to the job that pays the loan. Which brings us right back around to a man in his socks at 6 in the morning, watching the only thing he owned get smaller in the distance. Funny how that works. Except back up 2 weeks, because most people don't just let the car go. They panic, understandably, and do the only thing 6 months of this taught them. They find another store just like the first one and borrow again to make the payment.
Need it quick to save the car? Say no more. I got you, friend. Fast cash. Today. No credit check. Easy as pie. Bring it back with my little fee next month. And hey, look at you. Protecting your vehicle. Responsible guy. Sign right here.
So now there are 2 loans and 1 car, and both loans are hungry. He didn't save himself. He gave the trap a second mouth. All right, enough watching this poor guy drown. Let me get you out, because with the title loan, the clock is real, and it's ticking. Here's the good news, and it's better than you'd think. Almost none of the ways out of this care about your credit score. I know the bank made you feel like a leper. These roads don't work like the bank. You don't have to qualify for a way out. You're allowed to just take one. Which one depends on where you're standing right now, so let's go by that. If the truck hasn't come yet, and you've still got a little time, this is the move, and it's the big one, because your car is the whole ball game. A credit union can refinance that title loan into a normal, boring human loan and pry your title out of that man's hands. Listen to how different a person sounds when they're not trying to eat your car.
Okay, let's take a look together. So instead of that 300% title loan, we do a small personal loan, capped right around 28%, paid back over a couple years instead of these 30-day cliffs. We use it to pay that lender off today, your title comes back in your name, and from here you just owe us, at a fair rate, on a schedule that actually fits your life. No renewals, no tow truck. You'll join the credit union first, but that's quick and cheap. Let's go get your title back.
Your title, back in your name, at a rate that doesn't require a magic trick. Credit unions built these small loans for exactly the people the banks turn away, which is to say, for you. And while you're at it, before you're ever behind, call the title lender and ask in writing for a hardship plan, and ask whether your state gives you a right to cure, a window to catch up and stop a repo. Ask early. Ask boring. Boring is how you win this one. If you're not just behind on this one loan, but buried under it and 6 other things, don't try to juggle it solo. Nonprofit credit counseling, an outfit tied to the NFCC. First meeting's usually free. Here's what it sounds like.
First thing, take a breath. You are not the first person to sit in that chair, and you will not be the last. It's free to start, and I deal with these lenders every single day. You've got the title loan, that second loan, and a stack of other bills. Instead of you juggling all of it, I build one plan that covers everything, and I make the calls to them myself. One plan, one payment, a real way out. And anybody who phones you promising to erase it all for a big fee up front, that's just the same trap in a nicer suit. This isn't that. Let's get started.
Free to start, and they argue with these lenders for a living, so you don't have to. The word nonprofit is doing heavy lifting there. Anybody who wants a fat fee up front to fix your debt is just the raccoon in a cardigan. And if the truck's already warming up, or it's already gone, you're not as powerless as they'd like you to feel. Learn your state's repo rules, because they're on your side more than anybody told you. A lot of states require notice, or a right to cure, even after they take it. Whatever's inside the car, the kid's car seat, your tools, the phone charger, you'll never see again. That's all still yours, so go get it. And if they sell your $4,000 car and it brings in more than you owed, that surplus is your money, not their tip. They're counting hard on you not knowing a syllable of that. The other move, if the loan's grown bigger than you can dig out of, is to sell the car yourself before they can grab it. A real buyer pays you thousands more than that lender ever gets at some sad little auction. Pay off the loan, pocket the rest, go buy something uglier that runs. Losing the car on your terms with cash in hand beats losing it on theirs with a bill still chasing you down the street. And then the part that keeps you from ever meeting these people again. This whole business runs on you being one rough month from disaster with a car worth more than the loan. Get even a few $100s into a jar you can't easily raid, and that store in the corner loses its grip on you. Here's the quiet good part nobody mentions. The day you walk away from a 300% loan is the day your credit stops bleeding and starts to heal. The banks will come calling again eventually. Let them wait. One last thing, and it's a good one. Title lending is flat out banned or capped in about half the states, and plenty of online lenders make these loans in places they've got no business making them. If your loan came from an unlicensed lender, you may not owe what they say you owe, and they may have no real claim on your car at all. File a complaint with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and your state attorney general. 10 minutes costs nothing, and it ruins their afternoon. Enjoy that part. A title loan works because it catches a decent person on their worst month and quietly sets their car on the table. Now you know what that $1,000 can really cost, and you know every road back out. If you're standing in it right now, the clock is real, so pick the move that fits where you are and make it today, not Monday. Next time we walk into the pawn shop, where the thing they hold isn't your car. It's whatever you loved enough to keep. Bring tissues. Or don't. I'm not your dad.